Hi guys, welcome to the premiere of the tutorial series for beginners for the art of combat. And today we're going to be going over very simple how-tos, how to do this, how to do that very quickly. We're just going to be spamming those how-tos as fast as possible, so you know we are as efficient as possible with this video. So without further ado, I'll just get right into it. So in the previous video, you would have noticed that there's a particular thing happening when I jumped. If I press the jump button and my character is about to land, he kind of like skates on the ground or something. I'm just gonna provide a real quick fix to that. I mean, I explained the fix, but first of all, let's see if this actually happens. I'm sorry, I have a sore throat right now, so but I hope my voice is still clear enough. All right, so you can see this thing right here is what we're trying to solve. So just come here. So where I am now is, this is the, I should probably explain how I got here. As you can see, you go into add new combat system and blueprints, you go into character blueprints, you go into man blueprints, and you go in here. So you open this up, you come into the animation graph, go into locomotion, and this is what you have. Now you, depending on the class you're using, I mean, this is the default class, so this is the one I'm going to be doing the thing on, but you could do it for each of them, but to save time in the video, I'm just going to be the animation we're using is the default U4 animation for a jump, and it's gonna come in here to this condition and just change this to something, and let's see if that solves the problem. It does solve the problem. Right, I don't really know why this needs to happen, but it's a thing. But it is not exactly something that occurs every time, but I'm sure like it doesn't occur at all in my own project. For example, my Adravia project. So anyway, so that's that. Real quick, next is what should we talk about? Okay, importing and exporting characters. But before I get to that, let me just quickly show you some characters that actually are in here that you can use. Okay, before I get to that, I'm not gonna forget. If you want to like quickly test out stuff in a level, just drag this guy in. That's it. And to make sure that you're using him, you can just do this, and that'll be that. So now you're using the character that you dragged in. Next is, let's see, if I wanted to change this guy's mesh, for example, I would just come in to this place and just type mesh, and would just change his mesh to whatever I want. Oh, I should probably explain. Okay, you're probably wondering why this is in here. It's I intend to like explain something with this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this video or the other one. Like, this is just an animation pack from the marketplace. I got a request to do a video on integration of animation packs with the Art of Combat. So that's what this is. This is not a part of the Art of Combat at all. You're not going to see this in the Art of Combat. This is what you're going to see. 1, 2, 3, right? So moving on. So trying to change the mesh. Let me just you can change it to, these are the meshes that I'm talking about here that are included in the Art of Combat. This one, the female guard, and this one, the Harmony. Right, they're just very basic low poly meshes. So just gonna, because there are two versions of these. Like, there's the Add Neo and there's also the Legacy. The Legacy is like the old version of the Art of Combat. It's still included just in case people actually start with this and want to continue. That's fine. But if you're a new user, then you should definitely use this. This is multiplayer ready. It has a lot more, a lot of improvements and a lot more code, and a lot more mechanics as well. So of course, in the Legacy, you also have those meshes here called models. And so that's why we see, two. You can see it's here as well. That's why we see two of these, you know. So just specify, just to make it clear, just because they use different skeletons. You know, the skeleton in Adnia is different from the skeleton in Legacy, although they're both the same UE4 skeleton, right? So that's enough rambling for now. Just gonna come in here, switch that, and switch it here as well. It's important that you do both, actually. So you do this, and there you go. Everything's working now. All right. So of course it works with the other one as well. I don't know if I have to show it. I'm not gonna go on ahead. I mean, you can just do that. Just go on ahead and just do that, and you know, do what I just did in both places, of course. Now the reason you have to do it in both places, like normally you'd only do it here, right? Which is the one that you see first, which is this one, I believe. Yeah, which is no, is it? Yeah, it's this one. So why do you have to do it twice? Well, let me quickly explain that. Go into the out of combat, because for some people it's not just enough to know how to do stuff, they also need to know why, which I encourage, because I'm very much like that. So Unreal Engine sometimes has a thing where it doesn't really like load up configuration files that are in your blueprints, that like stuff like normally it would be this mesh that you would load up, right? Or whatever mesh you set it to. But sometimes when you go into package, like some things that work correctly inside of the Unreal Engine editor doesn't seem to, like, sometimes it doesn't really translate outside, like when you package the game. So to combat that, I use the workaround, and that is this here. So this is run on begin play. This is run, initialize the character, and this is just run here, assuming you should initialize your character, which is set to true. So this, if you don't want to use it, you can just do that, and that will be that. Or you can, you know, disable it here or there. So the adjust mesh variables, what it does is we have where is it? It should be somewhere here. Adjust mesh variables. I mean, I could just search for it, but I'm seriously hoping I can find it. I mean, let me just, where is this thing? Mesh, oh, it's mesh variables, not adjust mesh variables. So okay, there it is. So there are 5 variables here, and these just hold references to what we want. So this holds a reference to the animation that we want to use. This holds the reference to the mesh that we want to use. This holds the scale. This holds the location, rotation, and this holds the location. So what it does is, once this is called, this gets called as well, and we proceed to set the location and rotation of our character, which is the mesh, using these values. So if you wanted to do that as well, you'd probably like setting anything, like setting the location and rotation here, setting the scale here, setting all of these are basically right now in the out of combat just reduced to aesthetics, like what you see before you play. Like it is not it's not what is going to happen at runtime. So what is going to happen at runtime, like the stuff that actually has an effect at runtime, are these things here. So if you were going to do it, you would do it. I mean, like, the thing though is that if you do this, you probably wouldn't see the effect outside of runtime. So you wouldn't see it here, but if you were to do it on the mesh itself, you would see it inside of the editor. So just of course, I guess I could have just gone onto the construction script and just, you know, added functionality to make sure that, you know, whatever you did here would actually be shown in there, and that is not really difficult to do as well. But I didn't. I might actually just include it in an update. But for now, this is the way it is. So you have to, like, if you're gonna set the mesh, for example, this is where the mesh is set. This is where the animation blueprint is set. This is the scale. So to set the mesh, you set the mesh in here. So that is basically what I just did. I just came in here to the man BP and just typed in mesh and set the mesh in the the mesh variables category. And just so that I mean, because I could decide to just do this and at runtime it would still be, yeah, but just so that we see it outside of runtime is why I said it here. So conversely, if I decide to set this, if I decide not to set this, this will at runtime this will remain as the mannequin, while just for aesthetics, just so we can see it change, this will be female guard outside of runtime. So at runtime is now going to switch to the mannequin. You understand? So this is what I'm saying. So for both of them, both to see it outside and within runtime, we just do both. Okay, and that is that. So this is simply like using the assets that are already included. Now if you wanted to bring in your own assets, it's not too difficult and it's not too far away either. So let's just assume we went in here and created a new folder. I called this I don't know, let's use one of Paragon characters. So just say Paragon. Some Paragon characters, if you bring them in, they're gonna tell you stuff like fail to merge bones. You can still go ahead and click yes to regenerate the skeleton and all that, but needless to say, it does have its quirks. It's not really like perfect. So what you want to do is to bring in your own characters that are like that are just like don't have extra bones. Like these characters that I brought in, they don't have extra bones. They're just rigged to the SK mannequin, period. There's no extra bone or anything. And even if you're gonna have extra bones, just try to make it in such a way that it doesn't really interact. Like bones are not within bones and gonna cause that message to show up. Those of you who've tried to import I mean, and this is not just particular to the Art of Combat, it's any project. Those of you who've tried to import characters know what I'm talking about. But you can see I have 3 categories here. These guys trying to I loaded these characters from the Epic Games library added them to my project and then tried to export them. I tried to export them out of the project in here and then to import them back into the project. But as you can see, those ones that give you these small file sizes just don't work. They will simply not import. What I mean by that is, as you can see, there's no asset, there's no mesh. So, and that is directly from Epic Games anyway. So those ones that give you the message fail to merge bones are these guys. And the ones that work are just these 2. Now, if I were to bring in Kalari, for example, and this is going to be Kalari without the without his materials, of course. Like I could go get his materials, bring them in, but that's not necessary for this project. You can do that, I'm sure. So I'm just going to be setting him to use that, and let's see, should be fine. Import. Okay, no smoothing groups, blah blah blah. Close, open. So here we have Kalari as that, and this is what we currently have. So if we were to go ahead to switch this, for example, to Kalari, this is what we have. Right. I'm pressing shift right now here for the blend spaces. If I were to go to an animation, So you can see it's not really that far off. It's pretty good actually. And this is what I mean by those like that, you know, work pretty well. And I mean, you can see it does have like its own bones, but it doesn't, you know, give that problem that the other ones would probably give. The same thing happens with what's her name, Decker as well. So if we were to just go on ahead and select this guy right now and come in here and say we want to use Kalari, we want to switch Kalari here as well, and this is what we have. You can see now we're controlling Kalari, and we're able to do all the things that we would normally be able to do. Okay. So that normally would be it for this video, because I don't know how long we've been going on for. I'm gonna assume 10-15 minutes. I hope you have gained something from this. Let me see though. Some people wanted to know how to okay, some people wanted to know how to use the Art of Combat for like an FPS TPS project. So like I said, I wrote it down here. Yeah, so if we're gonna do this, let me just quickly come into project settings. What you need to understand is, if you're going to bring in the Art of Combat, like migrating it into another project, what you need to do is make sure that you set that project's game instance class to like it. I guess it could go either way. You could, I'm assuming by FPS and TPS that you would already like have, like I'm assuming, I mean, if this is wrong, let me know, that you already have like an FPS or TPS project, and then you just want to bring in the Art of Combat and its mechanics inside, which I'll explain right now. But what I wanted to do here is to show the inputs. So obviously you would probably need, like, I'm assuming, okay, FPS for example would probably have these the same way. Yeah, it should have these the same way. Move forward and all those, but you would need to, you know, copy these inputs if you want these inputs. Like if you want to use the mechanics directly, then you would need to copy these inputs. So either you do them in here like this, and you know, in the other projects just do them one by one like that, or you go into the configuration file, you get the default input.ini, you let me see, I'm trying to get points where you should just copy input settings. What is this? No, I don't need these. Yeah, so you just get from here. Okay, so something like this. Yeah, so you probably just get up to here. Now, of course, if you wanted to go the way down there, that's fine. But you just copy this and just put it inside of the default input or any of the other projects as well. And by the time you open up the project settings of that project, you would see it in there. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I really didn't want to make this video this long, or rather take too long, is launch a, I don't know, let me just quit this and don't save anything. So what I'm gonna do is just, let me see, launch, I don't know, maybe 4.21, 4.22, whatever. I don't know which one do you want to use. This one, okay. Let's just launch this one, and or maybe we can do both. Okay, maybe I'll do FPS in here, TPS in there, who knows. And so we'll just launch both, and I don't think I can launch both at the same time. This is the first time I'm launching this. So we'll just launch both, and I'm just gonna show you real quick how to just bring them both in. Okay. In the meantime, let me see if there's anything else I want to just, if there's anything else else I can just verbally explain. Yes. So I keep getting asked about the defense system. Where is it? Pretty sure. Yeah. So the parry is like, someone asked me, like, does it have a perfect parry or a normal parry? Someone asked me how the parries work, and someone else asked me to showcase the parries, right? So I see all these things that you're asking, and so I'm going to just go ahead to explain. Parries, the way they work in the game is like, let me see, a new project, first person. So we have first person, we have TPS, third person, right? Oh, sorry, top down. No, TPS is third person. So, sorry, I meant top down, not. So okay, so I'm gonna be showcasing both of these, I guess, in this video. The first person, just going ahead and create one here, projects, and I don't really care, maximum, not maximum, start content, and just call it FPS talk. Great. Okay, so parries, yeah. So the way parries work in the Art of Combat is simple. You press a certain button to parry within a certain window, and if it detects like an incoming attack, if the parry mechanic detects an incoming attack within a specific window, then it renders that attack invalid, and you get the chance to execute a parry counter, or simply a counter attack. That is the way parries work. Now, there are blocks as well, in which case you use your energy, which is also a mechanic inside of the game, to render incoming attacks useless by simply holding down a certain button. And like, for example, if your opponent attacks with 50 damage incoming and you're blocking, your energy will take that 50 damage, not your health. And you can of course recharge your energy according to the mechanics that, you know, by default in the Art of Combat. And that's the way block works, you know. So it basically just blocks for you, like it renders attacks valid, and I guess projectiles as well. But of course, once your energy is depleted, then your guard can be broken, or if an attack is coming in that, you know, it does more damage than the energy that you currently have, it will render it invalid. That is just by default. I mean, of course, you can change the mechanics however you want. So I hope those two are clear. If you still need me to show it, I can do that in another video. So first person, as you can, okay, this is the first person character. Okay, so WSD. Okay, everything's working. You can jump as well, I believe. All right, so if I were to import the Art of Combat in here, let me see. Maps and modes. So I would need to change that. And in here, let me just check the, okay, so this is everything that we have. All right, so let me just, where is it? Close this out, go into our projects, okay, and go into the config, default editor, I mean, okay, I guess it is an FPS, right? So we might not necessarily even need some of the, because I'm thinking about it right now, we might not even need like some of the mechanics that are inside of the Art of Combat. Let me just open that up real quick and just check that out as well. Impute, let me see. So we're looking at, okay, we already have jump, there's heavy attack. Well, if you're going to use this for FPS, you have to decide what exactly you even want. Okay, maybe the evades, the you know, okay, well, no problem, I'll just go ahead and copy them anyway. Let's copy these. So copy that and copy that and let me see, motion controller. Just gonna put these in here. I need to be sure. Might want to. I don't want to delete these guys. So let me just make sure I'm getting this right. Just to jump. Okay. For those of you who are like sticklers for perfection, like me, I guess you might, want to look for the exact point to put the the thing. And I think I got it. So close this and okay, before you do this, just in case, it's always a good idea to just have a backup. So save that and there. One more thing. Okay, I think that should be it. So now we can just go ahead and FPS doc and open this and just see what we have. Okay. All right. So in the inputs, in theory, they should be in there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I guess we can delete some of these that are multiple. Okay. So all of these are in there now, and if we wanted to do this, say, okay, I'm assuming, okay, I think I understand. Like if you are bringing in the out of combat in here, you probably want to probably use its AI or something, which makes sense now. Like maybe you want to use the melee side or even the ranger side for ranged attacks or whatever. Okay, because I was like trying to imagine, like, I mean, you're not even gonna see your character as as per first person, so how would you see your character like punching and all that? But it makes sense now, like if you're gonna bring it in for NPCs or AI or something, or maybe at specific times, maybe you will even be able to like switch between views, camera views, maybe FPS, TPS, maybe top down or what, maybe you want to have that kind of thing in your game. So in the end, it does still make sense. So which one of them is the outcome? Okay, so I'm just gonna be migrating this guy to and and you can see it's transferring. Okay, it's done. So now this is our ultimate so to speak. And so we have everything here. We have our blueprints. So real quick, just to test out that things work, just gonna character blueprint on BP, and just gonna drag in this guy here, assuming everything works. Okay, give it a few seconds, I suppose. Okay, where did you go before? Just gonna drag it in again. All right. So of course I'm gonna go ahead and check if there's a notification. There's no navigation volume in this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get one. Nav mesh bounds volume. I'm gonna set the scale to like that, I guess. It doesn't have to be just something, Just gonna press P to check for all the areas that the AI can even access. Okay, that should be fine. And that's it. Okay, next is to come into this place and go into maps and modes, change this to driver GI, and in theory, okay, it's still not gonna work out of the box because to be able to shoot you or whatever, I need to come to this character and just be like edit blueprint, open the blueprint editor. I'm assuming like you want your character to be able to like shoot the other character or something. So in here, normally, of course, what you would probably just do is go into. So you have a lot of stuff in here already. Well, you could decide to use this and not use mine. Blah 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 blah. Let me see what happens right now. So of course, your character doesn't recognize me as a threat simply because I'm not of, I'm not, a threat. If you simply just wanted to make the character recognize me as a threat, all you need to do is just come into this and click on tags and get targetable enemy. Yeah, just get targetable enemy, come in here and just paste it, and in theory it should work, unless it also requires, okay, so it also needs the, all right, so it's not just looking for characters that have that tag, it's looking for man BPs that have that tag, which means you would need to come in here to your character, just do what we just did, and go into open blueprint and come in here and reparent the blueprint to man BP. Okay, now we have an issue because there are some things here. Let's get the base turn rate done and replace it with this. Next, to get the base lookup rate, replace it with that, and we should be good to go. Now this is what we're gonna look like, so to speak. Might also want to go on ahead and change the cameras. So first using camera is the default one that is going to be used, I assume. Let's see, auto activate. Okay, I need to. Right, so all the cameras that are in here, I need to disable this one from auto activating the follow camera. This one as well. Range the camera as well. Okay, this is now auto activated. All right, and then this one, the first is in camera, should be, no, it should be. What is happening here? This one should be. This one should not be. Okay. All right then. So let's see. All right. Someone you should target right now. What's the issue? Okay, I guess this is actually a good thing that I'm doing this on air, so you can actually see what I face. This is the first time I'm actually like trying this as well, like ever. So what is the issue? Let's come into this. Let's go into the tags. Let's try again. Sorry. Okay, let's do what we did before. Compile. Okay, so now it sees me as a targetable enemy. So now the question is, why am I not? Okay, hold on a second. I guess it could also be because I did not do this, although that would be a bit crazy. Plus was in character. I already reprinted it, right? Okay. Player control. controller. Alright, let me just switch to this one, although I don't really see how this will be like a thing. I'll just bring him closer just in case. Because right now I want to be able to move for a while. Okay, still doesn't recognize me as a threat. So take him a bit back. This back to the controller. And I'm finally going to attempt to debug this. Okay, here we go. Open up the man. I need the AI. I need the AI to get me this guy, the man. Okay. So now when I press play, okay, let me just do this real quick. Change this to 500, 500, and that should be fine. Okay. So what is happening? So at this point, let's see what it is seeing, what it is not seeing. Self, it understands itself, it recognizes me as an opponent for a while before it changes its mind. So what is happening here is a sequence where it's told to do something. Yeah, so it should be doing something, right? We're just not seeing what it should be doing. Okay, so run this behavior. What does it do? Okay, so this is the issue. It doesn't understand if it is in close range or mid range or long range. That is what is currently the issue. So as in long range, we need to make sure that these actually are gotten. So we need to find what actually will probably even get these. This is recharge energy, this is that. Okay, this distance to EC. So find the distance to the current targeted character. This is okay inside of man BP. Alright, so this here is attempting to do this. Just trying to see, oh, wait a minute. Am I alive? Yes. Is he ready to fight? Why is this false? This is interesting. Why is it false? Find references. Why is this false? Okay, for it to be true in the first place. Why is it ready to fight? Yeah, ready to fight. So it's set here. So if this is true, but okay, this should be getting to be true, but this is also getting to be false. Why is that? This is being set to true, but this is also being set to false. So that's the issue. Alright, so we need to find why or how this is even being called in the first place. Let's see. Okay, so it must come from here. Okay, hold on a second. If I'm alive, I'm not dead. Set this to true. Okay, if you're gonna set me to true, okay, so it shouldn't be doing both. Let me see. Oh, if this is true, what's the current target? First was in character. So the current target is the first was in character, and it's seeing that it is valid, but this is not getting here. So I'm not dead and I am alive. So by all means, it should be getting to be true. So this is the issue, the fact that this is not even moving here at all. It is not seeing me in sight, so to speak. So we have to decide. I mean, we have to. Let me just open up the first person character again and check. Alive. Is alive is false. Dead is also false. I just set this to true. Okay, there we go. And all of a sudden you can see him attempt to, but of course I'm still not able to do him damage yet. So if I wanted to really do him damage, I would have to if I wanted to do him damage, I would have to. So all I did really to make sure that the character would be able to see me as after as a threat is after I came in here into I just basically what I did is was I came in here and opened it up and reparented it to man BP, as you can see here, and then just came into the details and typed in alive and clicked on alive. That's basically all you have to do. But this was my first time doing it, so it took me a while, but even then. So the next thing I want to do now is make sure we're able to even damage this guy. So we're going to the damage, where this guy can actually even do that damage, and this is the default FPS, so I don't know if there's actually even damage here. First person, let's see, begin play, blah 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 blah, begin an impute, stick impute. It's gonna spawn a projectile, and okay, so I guess what we could do is just switch this from spawning a projectile to spawning something that we know will damage the character. So we'll go into our own projectiles that we know can actually damage the character, and we'll just get one of these. Say it could be this, I guess. Fire fast, I guess, or fire slow. Let me just use this and switch that there, and in theory it should be fine. As you can see, this worked immediately. So like I said, it's really not that difficult at all. Okay, I guess it was really like just one shot of it is really strong enough to like kill it. So I think this is the slow. The fast one is this one, and this is the arrow, for example. I think like we could actually like just make this possible to actually even like be a variable that we can change on the fly. Something. What is it? What? You want a tango? What? Don't like my face? Well, I don't like your face. Take that again. That's right, bro. That's right. I don't joke. I don't play. Okay, so yeah, forgive me. I guess I got too much into the game right there for a minute. So that's let me just switch it to the sun just for this. I guess now I can't even complain about it being long. It's really long. So you can see the projectile here is different. The weight, this one spins, the other one just goes straight like an arrow. So this one was like a kunai. So there you go. So if you wanted to make the default one the FPS projectile, if you wanted to make it do the kind of damage that mine does, that's not hard. Like seriously, all you need to do is simply just, I believe, like in theory, all you need to do is just reparent it to mankunai BP, I think, which would be this one, which I think, yeah, which is this one in here, projectiles mankunai BP. So in the end, you see this one. So you see that the Art of Combat really just, it has like everything you need. I'm not sure, but I think this should work. It is doing the damage, so of course you can go on ahead and tweak whatever you'd like to tweak. So without further ado, I hope you have did I just say without further ado? Okay, I hope you have learned quite a bit from this. But if you still need help, just let me know. I said I was gonna do the TPS as well, but I don't know if it is necessary. Maybe I'll just hold on that for the next video. If I am still if I'm still asked to do it, I guess I'll just do it. So all right, thank you for watching, and I really don't want to copy Dave 2D on this, but thumbs if you liked it. I can't do it. Just leave a like if you like it, and if you don't like it, let me know. Leave a comments in there, and all right, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.